Hello, hello. Uh-oh, I think I just self forward, Allison. I don't know. There we go. See, this is what happens when you try to do stuff on your own and you got folks that's supposed to be doing it. See, y'all remember last week we were in our car. So I was trying to do stuff and I wasn't supposed to be doing stuff.
Couldn't go on location this week. Couldn't go on location.
No.
Tried to get us at Popeyes, but somebody.
I didn't want to go to Popeyes. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to be at the house. Mm-hmm. So happy Thanksgiving week here in the U.S. We are celebrating Thanksgiving. And so Parker didn't have any after school activities. So we're home this evening. Mm-hmm. And so glad to see you all on here. Hi, yes. Jenny. You see everybody, Jamia in South Carolina. And
we did a fun thing before we got on here. We played a little darts out in the garage. We got a dart board. So we shot a little dart. It's our first time playing darts, everybody. So.
And you thought that was funny?
Yeah.
How many of you all have ever played darts? I've never played darts before. And so, yeah, we have a dart.
You act like you saw their hands go up.
Well, I mean, I was just asking to see, how many people who played darts.
You play good. You just, you focused a whole lot.
See, Charlotte said they played darts.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it's fun.
Yeah.
You just can't throw the dart at the board real hard.
Well, I'm not athletic at all.
No,
so when it comes to like throwing stuff, I just Jenny plays darts, Deborah plays darts, Vander does not play darts.
You just have to throw it real light and high arc in the air and it comes down. But I'm just saying, not you. You didn't do that. You didn't throw it hard at the thing. At the dartboard.
My first one was good, but after that it was not good.
Because it's the way you hold the dart. Because if you, like Parker was playing, but he held it too far back, so his dart was like a car going in every lane.
Parker's dart.
Yeah, and then he tried to throw it like a axe, like from the back side. I was like, no, son, you
that's another outing that people have been doing, axing.
Yeah. But I have to watch him because I got stuck in the knee with a dart. You didn't know that.
I didn't know you got
I stuck.
Like stabbed in the knee, or
no, like
somebody threw a dart.
Yeah. Like we was playing as kids. You get a dart. You don't know.
Follow the rules.
Yeah, you don't know. So we didn't have a board. So
But y'all had darts.
We had darts. So one.
But y'all didn't have a board.
No. So what the game was somebody stand on across from you, but like far back. And then you just throw the dart in the air and just let it hit the ground, stick in the ground, and then you just pick it back up and you just throw it back. But
at you?
No, not at you. They just throw it over there by you and it just sticks to the ground and you pick it up and you throw it back. But then I was too close when he threw it. I was like, wasn't looking, and then the dart.
Were you a child?
I was probably I probably was about 11, 12. And the dart just came down and stuck me right in the knee. Poof! Like the dartboard. Stuck in my knee.
So what you're saying is I need to not have darts at the house because
you need to watch how you throw the darts when you're around people.
This is crazy. Well, now that we have a dart board, hopefully no one will get stabbed in the knee.
I was down there patrolling. When you done been stuck by a dart, you on dart patrol when you out in front of darts.
I hear you.
You watching every movement, You
don't want to get stuck.
No, heck no. Heck no. I don't want to get stuck by no dart.
Well, listen, we are just about through with marriage and ministry with Worship Leaders Let's Chat. And I hope that you guys have been enjoying this month of celebrating our anniversary. It's 14 years for us. And so I've had fun having you on. You're so funny, which if you guys have never seen our episode of House Hunters, we were on House Hunters. Y'all know that TV show on HGTV. So 2 years ago when we bought our home, we were on House Hunters. And I think that they have it back. They're running it again on Hulu. So if you have Hulu, you can scroll through there until you see our faces and check out our episode. It's pretty funny.
Our big house that I have no parts of because she has everything.
That's all right. That's all right. Thank you very much. So listen, I'm so excited because tonight I have a longtime friend of mine and her husband, Charlyce and Alonzo Simmons. So would you guys make them welcome as they come to the Hi, what's up? Oh, this is about to be funny, y'all.
Yes, it is. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's been a long time.
I'm suddenly starting to second guess this decision.
Oh, it's too late now. We live.
It's too late. We live.
We've been over here laughing at you all talking about the darts because we have a dart board and we're trying to figure out what kind of dart board do they have because we have the plastic darts.
Oh, we got the real darts.
When we bought the house, the dart you see where I am. The dartboard was left in the garage.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
we got a digital one. I don't have time to be adding up stuff. So
right. That makes sense.
They finally went and got some darts tonight. So when I came home, they were playing darts.
It's pretty fun.
It is.
We have a good time.
Y'all had to see her when she do it. You know, that person, they try to, like, you know, darts, you really can't aim. You just have to kind of like throw for the luck.
It's all in the risk.
Yeah. She's sitting there like really aiming.
Don't feel bad. That's me all day. I'm like,
so you can't aim for it. You just have to like throw it.
Just throw it.
He's right, because every time I try to aim, nothing. And when I don't even try to throw it, then I get a bullseye. I'm like, really?
Wow.
Yep. See, that's dart. You really can't, unless you're a professional, but you can't really aim with darts.
So far from professional.
Hit the board, not the wall, though. Don't hit the wall around it. Hit the board.
Well, we're gonna have to do a Zoom dart something.
Well, that would be fun.
Charlyce, tell and Alonzo, so glad that you guys said yes to joining us for this time. Would you just take a second and introduce yourselves? Tell us what you do, what area of ministry that you're serving in, if you are serving in an area of ministry, and what you do. Because this is Worship Leaders Let's Chat, and Charlyce, I know you've been a worship leader for many years, an incredible vocalist that your voice is just the envy of so many. If you guys have ever heard her sing, you would understand exactly what I'm saying. So, but you guys introduce yourselves.
Okay, I am Charlyce Thomas Simmons.
You got that last part.
I know. Okay, I'm Charlyce Simmons, and you are, sir.
I'm Alonzo Simmons.
And
the one and only.
Really, and we're actually doing couples ministry. We've actually been doing that for the 17 years that we have been married.
Pretty much.
And I also serve as the worship leader, one of the worship leaders at my church. But what we do together in the ministry would be the marriage ministry.
Couples, marriage, anything got to do with couples and marriage ministry and so forth.
That's so awesome. I don't think I knew that. I don't think I knew that you guys were.
A lot of people didn't know. I guess if just the people that go to our church, they pretty much know, because we normally do it with just our couples. But now I'm trying to venture out and involve all couples.
And we also do premarital counseling.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
That is so awesome. That's perfect to know, because just as I grow to know people that are in need of premarital counseling, I know that I can send them to you guys. Now, how long have y'all been married?
17
long years.
17.
And you wouldn't trade it for the world?
No, I wouldn't.
No, my warranty expired a long time ago.
Yeah.
I hear that. How did y'all meet?
At my church.
Will we tell a story?
Oh God! Go ahead and tell your little story, babe. He loves to tell his story about how I became his wife.
I love this story. Trust me. Well, listen. I met Charlyce in church. I came to church with another young lady.
Oh.
Yes. I looked up on the stage and saw Charlyce, and I said to myself, "That's going to be my wife."
With the other woman standing
with the other woman, you was there with the other woman, Alonzo.
Yes. I was serious. Listen, I was so serious, and things happened, so I depleted that relationship and pursued Charlotte. I went to her.
There you go. Now you guys have been married for 17 years. Charlyce is ministering on the stage platform. Now, Alonzo, are you musically inclined at all? Like, no.
No.
On the other little roof.
Listen, I can sing.
No.
Tenor.
10 or 12 miles away.
Yes.
I like to tell people that he's musical, maybe on the other spectrum as far as sound, because he can handle my sound. Or if I go out to minister or sing, he's usually with me. He's going to make sure the people have my track, that the track sounds right. It's not too much
vocal sound.
Yeah, it's not too many lows. It's not too high.
Yeah.
He can hear all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as actually vocally performing, no.
Now, Alonzo, did you have that inclination, like, to be able to listen to the way she sounds and things like that before y'all got married? Like, were you technical?
Nope. I got technical once I got on the sound board at the church. And then I was able to hear certain things that's coming out of the mics. Some people too high, some people too low. Then I can go in there and do whatever I need to do with the board.
Yeah.
But when it came to Charlyce, I was strictly, no matter where she goes, I'm always back there with the sound guy. I need to hear her voice. I don't need to hear nothing else but her voice.
Get that right. I love it.
I'm telling you. That's how the people
will
receive her. If they can't hear her, then it's pointless.
Yeah.
That's so great. Now, with that, like, have you found there to be were you ever having any challenges? Like, when you go to minister and you're back there on the board, have you had any challenges?
Be good.
Listen.
Be good.
Sound guy.
Be good. Because anybody could be watching. Be nice.
Bless it.
You ain't got no proof.
I know, but we got to be.
I really don't. I tell her like it is. Don't sugarcoat it.
Sometimes sound people can.
They could be anal. Put it bluntly. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes you can run into those.
Those guys, and they think they know everything, but they really don't. But yeah, I run. That's my challenge. And when I run across somebody like that, we butt heads.
Right, because you know what her voice is supposed to sound like, and you know what's
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what has it been like then, being married to someone who's in full-time ministry, music ministry? Just has that been like a challenge? Just even in a relationship in and of itself.
Well, the thing about it is, I'm glad that I am in the position that I am to be working for myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that I can create my own schedule to to be with Charlyce if she go out and have to go minister somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've been pretty much blessed for me to be owning my own business. That way I can't cater to her when she go out and do ministry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How about for you, Charlyce? How has it been being married to someone who maybe is not musically inclined, but technical? He can handle the technical parts, but
it's been great, because one thing that most people, I guess a lot of people know this about Alonzo, he is good at virtually anything he does. So he's the type of person, he can see it one time and then he knows how to do it. If you need tile floors put down in your house, he can put them down. And I mean, it looks like a professional did it. You know what I mean? He can fix your car. He can he can go from one spectrum to the other. The only thing he can't do is sing. And so, no, I don't have a problem with that at all. I was like, Lord, thank you. It was kind of perfect, because, where I'm weak, then he's strong. And then, he can't sing. That's fine. I got it. Let me sing. So, so it works. It's perfect.
I love it. And Marvin, you're the same way, but in the way of you are open to learning. You know, if there's something that he doesn't know, he is totally open to, well, tell me how to do it and I'll make it happen.
Exactly.
And then Charlyce, I know your story, you know, of your health challenges growing up, but what have been some of your biggest challenges as a couple? And also would have been some of your biggest blessings?
Okay, so biggest challenges as a couple. I think the biggest one, maybe the most obvious one, in 2009 when I had the brain hemorrhage. Because up until then, before we got married, I had a kidney transplant. I had a hip replacement. So he was not technically in my life for the kidney transplant or the hip replacement. My parents were there, and we went through that. So
a year later.
Yeah, you came a year later. Exactly. So by the time we got married,
kidney transplant.
Sorry, no, a year after the hip replacement was when we met. My kidney transplant was in 1999. 2 years later, I had a total hip replacement in 2001. And unbeknownst to me, he had almost the same hip surgery, except on the other side. His was the right, mine was the left. So we have a total of one.
So complete hip hop.
Yeah, we hip hop. So we met like a year later. And as a matter of fact, the way we met, he came to my church, my dad's church, and I was on my crutches. And he think he's slick. He gonna walk up to me, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm doing good." He was like, "Okay, if you need any help with your therapy or anything, let me know."
There you go.
I was
slide over there,
What a line! What a line!
What a line, right? So that's really originally how we first kind of started, and we just became friends from there. Yeah. There was no rush, for anything, but I think after, in 2003, we were married, and everything was great. I was working, he was working. Life was just good, great. 2009 hit, and I came back from, what was that? Lord, Sunday's Best. I was just thinking about that last night. I made it to the top 30, and I said, "Oh my God!" But I didn't go past that. And then when I got home a week later is when I had the brain hemorrhage, and I was thinking, Lord, if I would have made it, I would have been out there wherever they are in California, with the brain. So it's just amazing how God works and He sees everything. So I think that right there was probably, as a couple, our biggest challenge, because when I looked into his eyes and his face, he was so lost, he was so hurt. It was just like, God, what is happening? This was not a part of the promise that for us as a couple, we everywhere we go, you hear these prophecies about your marriage and your life, and we know things about us as a couple ourselves because God speaks to us, and it just didn't seem to fit with what we knew, was God had for us. But God brought us right on through that. I think that was probably the biggest challenge.
It was a huge challenge. Huge. Yeah. Some people, they don't know the backstory. There's two sides to this story. You got Charlotte's side and you got my side.
Yeah.
So you got what she went through, and then you got what I went through, and then what everybody else saw us go through. So it was really, really, really challenging.
And you're right, Alonzo. A lot of people know Charlyce's story, and number one, with her being in the forefront in ministry, and then being the one that had the health challenge. So we hear that. So as a spouse, what was that like? Because even though I didn't have a brain hemorrhage, I had a different type of health challenge. And Marvette, on the other side, he has his part. How did you walk through that time?
Oh, it had to have been the grace, and people were praying, because there's no way that my mind could have accepted what was going on. No way. I mean, here I am, because we both were young. We're still young now.
Come on.
And you know what I mean? Like I say, we both were young and everything. So
you know what I think of?
Just
that scripture, the peace that passes all understanding
Yeah.
Shall guard your heart and mind.
Yeah, because I couldn't understand. I'm all like, wait a minute, God. I mean, I prayed for a wife. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You got to be careful what you pray for, because he will give you exactly what you asked for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't ask for a healthy wife. I just asked for a wife. So I just asked for somebody that I can take care of. And that's exactly what God gave me. Somebody I can take care of. And it wasn't no selfish act of me taking care of her. It wasn't like, you know, I'm taking care of you. I need this from you. It was just, I just took care of her. Point blank. That was pretty much it.
He did what he had to do.
I just did what I had to do.
Yeah.
And didn't even think twice about it.
You know, and having even just in the last couple of months and years here, just knowing husbands that have gone through kind of the same scenario and them having to take care of their wives. I don't think everyone. I think if you are put in that position that you have a special grace that God has given you, right, to walk through that, because you guys don't look like what you've been through.
Thank you, God.
Thank you.
Praise God.
Listen,
I
could have told some stuff up.
Yeah, well, you almost did.
I almost did.
I mean, he had a bunch of separate issues going on at the house. I'm in the hospital. I'll share this story. Or was I in the recovery?
You were in the
hospital. Okay. Because I went straight from hospital to the in hospital rehab. Mm-hmm. But while I was there was a bad storm or something, and the lightning struck the house and tore out the computer.
It blew out everything that's in the house.
Right. Yeah. So he's calling the power company, trying to find out, you know, are they going to cover this stuff? Because it was the power line. That's your power lines, you know what I mean? Yeah. They don't want to cover anything. He got upset, came in here and almost tore the door off the hinges. But a lot. When I got home, maybe 2 weeks ago, he came to pick me up. And I was like, what happened to the door? And then he begins to tell me the story. And I was like, why didn't you tell me this? And he was like, why would I tell you all of this? You in the hospital literally cannot move your left side at all. That's not, you know, something that I need to share with you. So, you know, he was just going through a whole bunch of stuff on his own here. And, you know, I just was like, Lord.
Not only that, we almost lost the car.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Almost lost the house.
Yeah.
But I mean, almost lost the house. I mean, foreclosure.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he had to become my full-time nurse.
Yeah.
So there was no, I got to go to work and then I got to, I couldn't be by myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't move yet. So, yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was. That year was 2020.
Yeah. That was another 2020
for us. That was 2020 for us.
Right. So what then would both of you say to a couple, a spouse, or a person that's going through, and a spouse? Like, what would you say to a couple that may be in a similar situation, to just offer some encouragement during a season like this?
I would say that things come to pass. Challenges come to pass. They don't come to stay. Yeah. So if you're in that situation right now, just hold on. It will pass. I mean,
it has to pass.
It has to. When we were going through it, I know there were times we felt like, oh my God, how long is this night gonna be?
How long, Lord?
You know, but with prayer, I know people say that all the time. Oh, you just need to pray. Mm-hmm. But honestly, it really is the ultimate thing. I mean, I don't see how we would have made it if we weren't praying and if others weren't praying for us. Yeah. If you're a couple and you're in that situation, reach out to your pastors or to us or to the Howards or anybody and give them your name as a couple. We lift up couples in prayer all the time because we realize that couples are facing challenges every day. These are just everyday things that we literally are going through. And, you know. And
it's so hard when you just trying to, you know what I mean, overcome those challenges with the everyday life issues that you already have. You know what I mean? You can be going through life, but you're not working and you got to pay rent. or you can be going through life and you got a spouse that's not doing too good, but you have to, leave that spouse to go out and try to find a job to take care of the household. So those are the challenges, and you know what I mean. You just gotta pray and just stick in there.
Yeah,
because it's not here to stay. I mean, it's gonna pass. It has to pass.
Yeah, I love that. Just that encouragement of hope that it's not going to stay. Nothing stays the same. We focus on the things that we cannot see, because those things that we don't see, that's what's eternal.
Right.
Things we do see, that's temporal. And that's so good too, because sometimes we can be so private. Going through situations that we don't want to tell people. Sometimes
we don't want to bother them. No, it's not.
Listen, all of our pride went straight out the door.
I'm trying to tell you.
All of the pride.
God has a way of stripping it. And you just like,
oh,
he didn't have no choice but to call. Yeah. It was a couple of people he called, and they met us at the hospital.
Yeah.
Because he was done.
I was done. I was like, oh, wait a minute. God, this ain't the promise you promised me. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for none of this.
Yeah.
But I prayed for somebody I can take care of.
And he got it.
I can't complain. I was like, God sent me somebody I can take care of. You know what I mean? Because you go through relationships and that's a whole other story.
Well, and let me just ask you then. So, then if you, what would you say then to a single person? Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, your calls now, they're just for married people. There are a lot of single people that are watching now. So how would you encourage them to pray? Because I know you said, you got to be careful what you pray for, be specific. How can you help someone to identify what it is that they really need or want?
They have to know what they want. They got to be down to the T.
Well, you know how I always say, God, you know what I really want and what I really need. I think of it this way. You created me. So because I don't remember praying for, specifically for Alonzo. I was one of those young girls. I wasn't into like, oh, when I get older, I want to marry this guy. I want to this. I didn't have a list.
Right.
I just was so, I don't know, not interested. I was just kind of caught up in my music and my life or what I was doing. And so when I met him, first of all, it was just like, oh, wow. Hey, here's this nice guy. I'm more interested in how you treat me and how you talk to me, how you treat your mom, how you treat your sisters, all that kind of stuff. Said something about a gentleman. And so I kind of prayed more like, Lord, you know what I really want and what I really need. So just give it to me. Because sometimes I can't trust myself with what I want. But if you're the type of person where you think you really know what you want and you just tell them and be specific, like Alonzo said, but
because he will send you your help.
Yes.
He'll send you your boy ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that help does just that. And it might not always feel good when they help.
Yeah.
That's another thing. We always happy go, it might not always feel good, but he will be my help.
Yeah.
He will be there.
Yeah, they don't always feel good every day.
Yeah.
No, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Ain't going nowhere. Like Alonzo said, his warranty ran out a long time ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We ain't going nowhere.
I forgot the extended warranty, so.
Yep.
So let me ask this question. How do you guys cultivate praise and worship in your home? Or how do you develop or cultivate the presence of God or your relationship with the Lord? How do you cultivate that?
It's kind of simple. I get up every morning. I do my devotion. Now I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Before I didn't always do that. Before last year, I didn't always do that. Maybe in the beginning of our marriage, I did it, And then we used to do devotion together. Like before we went to bed, we would sit in the bed and kind of, read a scripture or, but for some reason, when you start reading the scripture, you get the yawning.
The words be hitting you, boy.
Happening, Jesus?
Talk to me, Lord.
So I think in the middle, especially right around that time where I had that brain hemorrhage, we had stopped a lot of and I felt like that was God's way of saying, hey, I'm right here. Y'all need to put me first again. And so from there, now I'm back to this year, and this year has been a total, like what? Last year when I had to go back on the kidney transplant list and I had to start back dialysis treatments is when I really started seeking God again and started praying and lifting up my marriage and my husband and wives or single women looking for a wife or whoever's on tonight. I would encourage you to pray. I meant to bring that book to pray for your spouses, your husbands, lift them up. I prayed. My mom gave me a book called The Power of a Praying Wife.
Yes, ma'am. Stormy or Mardian.
Yes, Lord. And when I tell you, I prayed that every day. That's what got me through. People be like, well, how did you do it? It was 17 years and prayer.
Yeah.
And a lot of times just not being selfish, having the mindset of, all right, look, I'm going to do what I got to do to make this work, Lord. A lot of times we talk about communication. When we first got married, we went to a lot of marriage seminars and they would, push. Communication is always one of the big things that couples push. And I was talking to my mom last week and I was like, we always pushing communication, but what if you communicate wrong?
Yeah.
You got to watch your tone of voice. You got to watch all of that stuff when you're communicating. It's not just good enough to communicate. Yes, we do need to communicate, but you got to watch the way you communicate.
You say something, be like,
is that right? So I feel like, to answer your question though, we went down the wrong. I pray and I do my devotion every morning and I lift up my husband. Where he's going out, he's working for, these people, these dogs and all kind of stuff. He's an electrician. So we got all kind of clients that we're working for. And so I'm lifting him up because there's all kind of sorts of stuff out there. And listen, I need to cover him and to cover my house. And then I have my praise and worship music that'll go sometimes in the morning. And I listen to Joel Osteen a lot. He's very motivational to me. So I like to kind of just leave that running in the house, or I'll leave Z88 running. And that's kind of what I do. Just keep a nice, peaceful atmosphere. I don't allow all kind of people or spirits up in my house. So,
Nope.
That seems to be the running thing, especially, maintaining that spirit of peace in your home.
Yes.
Because it's like your haven, it's your sanctuary, right?
Exactly.
You talked about I can't even remember exactly what it was, but it made me think about the fact that marriage can be very sanctifying, meaning like it causes you to not be selfish and to place your spouse before yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I joke with a lot of, not joke with, but I've spoken with a couple of my friends, and it's like that. I believe that's why God instituted marriage, because in order for you to have a successful marriage, you have to put your spouse before yourself many times.
Yeah.
We were on the call with my daughter and her fiance, and he asked a question about what do you do when you don't feel like doing for your spouse, right? And how do you still do for your spouse when you don't feel like it?
You just do it like Nike.
You gotta walk into this thing like.
You got to think about it this way. We like to throw that word love around, but if you really love somebody, wouldn't you do anything for them? Yeah. And so I have to remind myself, even if I feel myself, because listen, folks, let's just be honest on here tonight. You can feel yourself getting aggravated. You can feel yourself being irritated. They ask a question too much or something. It's like, dude, really? You can feel.
Just keep talking.
You need to woosah. Yeah, you can feel all of that. So I have to tell myself sometimes, sister, calm down. You say you love him, then let's show it by the way you respond. Let's show it by the things you do. Do you always feel like getting up and cooking dinner? No. But if he been out busting his behind all day, working, slaving all day.
Say what you really want to say.
I am not. I refuse.
What you really want to say?
I refuse to have my husband come home and looking for a meal. No. I'm going to cook. And listen, I do treatments on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And so I'm always going to make sure that there's something there. And he's not the type of person, by the way, that's going to be like, you better make sure my food ready. No. He ain't like that at all. He can cook. So he'll go in there and cook. And a lot of times he'll go and cook for me if I'm not feeling well. Yeah. So we have that type of communication. But I always feel like, just like what you said, if you love somebody, you'll do what you need to do. You love yourself. You do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Well, most of us do. I hope you do.
Right.
So, love is a verb. It's an action.
That's it.
So let's get to work.
Yeah. I feel like I talked most of the whole time. You want to say?
I'm listening.
You're listening.
I'm listening.
See, he's like me. I think all of the husbands does that. We we quiet. We sit on the side. We just we just take it all in.
Right.
Whatever.
We have a lot of people that are watching tonight. If you guys have any questions about it, feel free to jump in.
Because like I said, when we first got on here, when we were talking to Johnny, I said, you got to remember, a couch wasn't just made to sit on. So that could be a bed at some point. So
it can be.
You gotta pick the battles.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes.
Meet
me on the couch.
On the couch.
That might last for one day.
It might, but you don't want it to happen at all.
But you created a memory. That's the thing you want to look at.
Yeah.
You go
through
on that.
Yeah, you go through life creating memories with each other.
Yeah.
The futon.
Oh. Good times on the futon.
Good times on the futon.
I like the futon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The futon.
Futon. It positions to a bed.
Say la.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. If you need it to.
If you need it,
What, the futon?
Well, on that note, then, how do you? That's a good transition. So, you want to ask it? How do you keep the fire of your relationship lit?
Furvilla.
No. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
We're married.
You're right. We're married.
I told you, I don't have no cool.
You don't have no filter.
I ain't got no filter. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I'm as real as they come.
But how was I going to answer that question? You know what we do? Some practical things. We try to take a weekend away. Here, once a month or twice a month. You have to do those things, even or just a date night is great. But if he likes to take the weekend, so that's fine. I'll take it, boo. Mm-hmm. And we go to the beach or something like that, and we relax and little small things like that. I'll just say, hey, I cook him a nice dinner or something. Have some candles lit in the room. Mm-hmm. Men are sight motivated. Yeah, I think most of us know that. So I try to, keep Victoria's Secret on lock. Just keep nice little things. Oh God. Yeah. Okay.
The mega store.
Sure. But I make sure, if we're doing, we make sure we do it together. And it's a part of our date night. It's just something fun or something. You may have something unique that you may come up with that you like to do. And sometimes I swear it'd be, I don't know. I think it'd be God be talking to me. He'd be like, hey, you need to do something tonight, So
you're right.
Wake up.
Right. So I'll plan something special, or I just try to surprise him. I know what his favorite candy is. He know what my favorite candy is. Mm-hmm. So I'll go to Walgreens, I'll get a card and his favorite candy. I'll have it sitting on his desk when he get home from work. It's the little thing.
Let him know that you're thinking about him.
Always. Always.
Yeah, most folks don't know that, foreplay starts in the morning.
Yes.
It starts first thing in the morning when you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Right. A lot of couples don't say nothing. They ain't no kiss, goodbye. Right. It's not goodbye. Sorry. See you later.
Right.
He established this when we first got engaged. One of the things he established was every time we part, we kiss. Yeah. Until we see each other again. And so we've always done that before he leaves to go to work, or before I leave, or whoever leaving, there's a kiss, and then we depart.
And I know for Charlyce, that's so precious for you guys, especially when you had that brain hemorrhage.
Yeah.
You were driving home and on the road called him. Right? Was that kind of?
I was driving. I was actually leaving from home with our son. I was taking him to school, and I was driving down Pine Hills Road, and I called him when I realized I couldn't move my left side.
Yeah.
And he got down there quick. But
that whole kissing before you leave.
Yes.
Cases. So so a couple of comments here. Tina and Christian Muley said, I think it's very important to have these discussions all the time. Marriage is not a game. Yeah. It's not what society perceives it to be, but it is an institution. And I don't know if there was more to that.
That is true.
As my
okay.
And then here's a question. Have you all ever had a disagreement that almost broke your marriage, and how did you handle it?
We've not had a disagreement. I'm sorry, let me answer that a different way. We have had a disagreement, but not to the point where it was going to break our marriage. Mm-hmm. I think because we were determined from the beginning that there will be no divorce, and whatever the disagreement is, we're just going to have to, work through it. There have been disagreements, of course. There will always be disagreements, but
it could be a disagreement on what we eating.
Yeah,
right. That's a whole fight by itself.
This guy right here.
I want a taco. I'm like,
whatever you want. No, what? Oh, but no. I it's not been to the point of where we just maybe where we haven't spoken to each other, maybe, or something like that. Not even like that, huh?
No.
Okay.
So I would venture to say though that so you said you've had disagreements, but not to the point where they almost broke your marriage. And that's probably because you realize we're not going anywhere. So that breaking is not even
right.
Exactly. I think when you go into it with the determination, both parties have the same determination of, hey, we're not going nowhere. I told him on my worst day, it's still not my worst day because at least I'm with you. At least we can do it together. As long as I got my partner, my road dog, my baby, we good. We can handle anything. So there will be disagreements, but don't let it ruin the whole marriage. Just it's nothing wrong with getting counseling after marriage. Do it.
I want to start over again.
No,
you got to start over. Nobody want to start over.
See that was another thing we discussed. We was like, listen, we just have to agree to make it.
It's not.
No, we're not starting over.
We're going to be a pope.
He might as well go ahead and be the pope, and I might as well be a nun.
It's tough. It is tough, and having had gone through a divorce before, it's like it's not easy, starting over again. What's the craziest thing that you've ever done as a couple for fun?
PG or X-rated? No, just joking.
Let's stay like in the middle of it. Let's stay
straight.
X-rated.
I'm just joking.
What's the funnest? I don't know.
I know for us, I don't know. It wasn't fun for me. It was probably fun for you when we drove to wherever we drove. And you didn't have any plans. You just wanted to drive somewhere.
Yeah, she don't like just get up and go. I'm gonna get up and go. Let's go. No. Where we going? I don't know.
Plans.
Let's go.
And so
you like to plan it out?
Yeah, she do. I'm not. Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way. Now I'm mad because as soon as we get off this call, I'm gonna remember what.
Yeah, back when we first got married, we never stayed in Orlando on the weekend.
No. We
so what we'll do, like if I get off work, and it'd be like on a Friday, and I'm just getting home, I'm like, yo, you want to go to Daytona? We would get in the car and ride to Daytona, and for us to get a good rate on the hotel room, we'll stop by like a 7-Eleven, pick up one of those hotel guidebooks.
See that?
And we'll find a hotel out of that book with a coupon.
Yeah.
That's not her. That's not.
It's spontaneous.
It's spontaneous. Then we get out there, have a real good time.
Yeah, but we tried that. Yeah. But you can't just stay anywhere.
No, that's another thing. Yeah,
we can't just stay anywhere, not at the Roach Motel.
Yeah. Then we kind of wised up and
especially not
timeshare.
Yeah. So here's another question: who are some of your favorite couples for inspiration?
You guys.
Oh.
And I would say my parents, Carolyn and Edward Thomas. Man, I tell you, I don't know. I feel, I know if I said, man, y'all were like the perfect couple, they'd be like, especially my mama, because boy, they were so great. And his parents also, before his father passed, they were, a great inspiration as well. We do a lot of, they weren't even a Christian couple. My parents were, but his parents were not, but they still had a good marriage, a good foundation. And they still taught their children the right, values. And who else?
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
All of my brothers and sisters are married, by the way, except one. My baby sister is not, but it's 10 of us. And so all 9 of us are married except the baby. So all of
nobody on my side married with me.
Wow. Yeah, same for Marvette. We're the only only of his siblings that are married. So there's a continued comment. It says, can you guys comment on the importance of defending and protecting this covenant, the covenant of marriage, against society, in-laws, third party, and any hard events? So protecting.
That's easy.
It's easy for us because we didn't have a lot of the third party interference.
That wouldn't happen.
My parents are not like that. He went to my parents to ask to marry me. I had no idea what he was doing. He went to them. Yeah. They gave consent. Then he came to me and asked. So they've been for it from the beginning. Yeah, he's very old fashioned. His mom, and I tell people this all the time, I love my in-laws.
Yeah,
we are not the meddling type. Listen, you better not call her with too much of that either, because she don't want to hear all that. You better handle your business. Yeah, but I would say again, if you love your spouse, you cannot allow outside voices to dictate to you what should be happening in your household. The only thing you should be listening to is God. And your spouse. Remember, communication is about listening also. It's not just talking. I just want to do all the talking. No, you need to listen to your spouse, and then you need to listen to whatever God is telling you as a couple.
Yeah.
Everyone, I feel like God has there are some things that are standard, yes, for all couples. But then there are specific things that he has for each couple. And you have to know and be able to walk in those specific things that he has just for you and your spouse.
Right.
So you have to really be listening. It's a little hard if your spouse is unsaved or, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You pray for them. Like I've said before, keep them before things don't stay the same. They've got to change. God will make a way. He will intervene. He will lead you and tell you exactly what to do.
And let me just clarify, that is in the case of, and I mean, I don't know if you meant it in this way, but this is like in the case of say both of you are married and you are not saved, and then one of you gets saved.
Oh,
right.
Right.
I'm just kind of clarifying, just not so much as if you are a believer and you're dating someone who's an unbeliever. So, the Bible tells us to not be unequally yoked, right? Because, and I believe that God put those things in place so we can have a peaceful life. Not perfect, peaceful life, but there's being with an unbeliever would cause so much more hassle and warfare and turmoil and
work.
And then also the Bible says that one can put 1,000 to flight, but two can put tens of thousands. So there's a reason for that. But definitely keeping your spouse before the Lord. And defending them. I love that they said the importance of defending and protecting the covenant. Also being mindful of how, and this was a big thing for me when we first got married, like I didn't want people to talk to him a certain, without respect. And and he's the same way with me. I think that was the biggest thing is that, if anyone who comes around us, you're going to respect my spouse. You're going to respect my husband. You're going to treat him. And you're going to respect our relationship, the way that you communicate and the things that you communicate, the things that you say to him that are not offensive to our marriage.
Yes, because if you're my friend, then you'll respect my husband.
Yeah.
And my siblings, my parents, everybody knows that there's no disrespect. If we walk in the house together, you know what I mean? If you love me, then you're gonna respect the person that I choose to spend my life with.
Right.
So yes, I agree with you 100%. There should be.
And I'm old fashioned, and I love Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
When he walks in the room, I
expect people to say hi, how you doing, whatever. And if I don't get it, I'll say something, but that'd be the last time I say something.
Yeah.
Because they don't, Yeah.
It's that new age. That new age ain't like that.
Yeah.
They are so I'm like, what is happening?
So far gone.
Yeah.
Wow. Hospitality is gone out the window.
Yeah, and we need it. Those are like basic things.
Yeah. Well, before we go, I didn't intend for us to be this long. I think I say this all the time. Didn't intend for us to be this long, but is there any other parting words of encouragement or anything that you guys may have would like to share?
Well, I would like to share that I put a big emphasis on prayer and spouses praying for their spouses. And that goes both ways. Each spouse should pray for the other, and also try to pray together if you can.
Yeah.
It's a great, what's the word I'm looking for? You said it earlier. Yeah.
I want to insert something.
You can insert. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, I want everybody to know our level of worship and all that. We on two different levels, but we still come together.
Yeah.
She might be praising God in her own way because I'm not up there with her. Doesn't mean that I'm not there. You know what I mean? And most husbands, I'm not saying I don't know, most husbands they're not on that same wavelength as the wife when it comes to like praise and worship. But as long as you guys are together working that thing out, then you know what I mean, it all works out for the good. I just wanted to say that.
That's so good.
That's really good, because that's like us. I'm not
right
level of her praise and worship, but
I expressing it, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. That's as long as we come together, we know what we're praying. We're in agreement and praying and agreeing as touching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So stay in one accord, stay in prayer. Remember to only listen to God and your spouse.
Not Facebook and Instagram and all that.
Thank you.
Looking for that Facebook counseling.
Stay off. It's too much negativity.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Everybody in their own opinions. That's great. Thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
That's so great. Well, you guys, thank y'all so much.
Thank you for asking. This was a delight.
This was fun.
We miss seeing you guys, and
we miss that hot sauce.
We got you.
We got you.
You get in my life. That's
so great.
My eyes for it.
His barbecue sauce.
I don't know what you put in it, but boy.
Sunshine.
There you go.
If y'all ain't had it, y'all need to find this man quick.
Get your
www.popeye.com.
You're gonna insert that right in there.
Put it in there.
Commercial.
Well, thanks again, you guys, so much for joining us, and thank you all for watching tonight. And if you're watching the replay, thanks so much. And say where you're watching from if you're watching the replay, so we'll be able to catch up with you. I just want to say a quick shout out to my brother in worship, Dan Achero. He is watching all the way from Kenya.
Okay. Right.
Early in the morning over there. So God bless you, brother. Thanks for staying up and watching with us. But you guys have an amazing night, and we will see you all next week. Charlyce and Alonzo, y'all hang tight for me real quick. Love you guys. We'll see y'all next week.
All righty.
Yay.
All right.
That is so